Ronan, why don't we go ahead and explain what Maven's packs are for M3, and let's go ahead and get the room primed and show them how that works with raffling away 2 of them.
Awesome. Okay, so for those of you who do not know, a while back we had Milestone 3, and what that was, it was a fundraiser for Ember on Indiegogo, and there were tons of prizes in this. There were so many. It was kind of overboard. Grums was just adding prizes on there for even just the $1 level. So if you just had $1 contributed to that milestone, you get so much stuff. There was a bike, there were some wings. I mean, just there's so much stuff. In fact, to try to explain it, because there's so many things on it, I'm going to put a quick link here to that old milestone. If you want to check that out, and plus we'll get a graph up here in a minute that kind of goes down the list of it. But so here's the thing. One of our wonderful community members, Maven, he purchased a bunch of these packs to be given away at a later date. And that later date, well, at least for some of them, is right now. So what we're going to do here, we're going to do a little raffle. A little thing's going to pop up. You'll see a little icon that looks like a notepad. You click on the notepad, click it one time. You click it twice, you'll take yourself out of the running. Don't do that. And if you win the raffle, you get a $1 pack from Maven. Now, the other thing about that, in addition to all these cool rewards you'll have access to upgrade in M3. Now, some of these rewards in M3 are just amazing. You know, everything from being able to play the game from these, you'll be able to buy a copy of the game. You get all these little things. And then they had a lot of the rewards from M3 you cannot ever get again, except for an M3. So you definitely want to upgrade if you can, if it's possible. And, today I haven't talked to a single human being all day except for my son. So just getting started. Now please ban me here in a moment. When I tell him to go, he's going to drop it. So please ban me. If you're ready, hit that button. Yes. Click on the notepad just one time. And everybody, if you could, hold off on saying anything. And see it.
Only the notepad. Do not click on the false icons.
Lead you astray.
Yes, we're very grateful for Maven for doing this and having the foresight to do it.
T3, am I saying that right? Congratulations, Muti3.
Moti3, have you been a backer before? Is this or M3 backer? Is this new for you? Awesome!
Awesome. Now, Muti3, right now, I want you to send me a direct message right here on Discord. Direct in contact. And if there's any questions, I will make sure you get hooked up and set up properly. Just as a general rule, guys, if this is new for you, then that means you probably aren't signed up on myember.com. So make sure you do that, because you can't get your prizes unless you're signed up. Nobody real. I like that. The foot in the door pack.
I should rename it.
Right? Great.
Then on the forums, your forum title would be "Foot in the Door." We actually, thanks to Fillmore and to Emily, we've integrated titles between the websites now. So when you do buy a pack, that title becomes available to you and updated on the forum itself. And I believe a little bit later we're adding the ability where you can switch between your various titles that you own if you have one or backed multiple tiers.
Amazing. Remember having to do that manually?
Oh, geez. So Ronan and I would have spreadsheets with thousands of names, and then there were additional like PayPal backers, and we'd be sitting here, our eyes glazed over for an entire day in Discord just talking and sorting through all these lists. So I'm really, really grateful to Fillmore and to Emily for putting that feature in.
Okay, we're going to do one more of these Maven $1 giveaways. We're going to start it up here in just a few seconds. And once again, remember, Once it pops up, everybody hold off. Try not to say anything, and just click on that notepad and see who wins. Please ban me. Hit that button. Seconds left. Congratulations.
Oh my gosh. I know Seeger's been wanting a bike pack, but did he win one before? I know Seeger was not an M3. Oh, okay. Okay, so you are donating the pack. Awesome. Well, congratulations, Seeger. And also, bike skins are still available in M3. We aren't raffling any bike skins today, but we are raffling
Champ gave him a whole bunch of notes and said, look,
newcomer
Champ,
packs,
this is how you use
newcomer
Dawson
backer
to
packs.
Daigo, right?
So
and
just to get an idea here, how many people here have not been a backer before for Ember? How many of you are new?
Champ's real good.
And me is a liar.
Okay, and how many of you really don't have that much of an idea of what Ember is yet and would like to hear a little explanation about it? Okay, so we got a couple people that don't know that much about Ember yet. So yes, so for those of you who don't know, I am Grums. I was the founder and creative director at Red 5 Studios for Firefall, and we had a version of the game that I loved in beta, which was a open world game with real world invasions. It was a war games type of theme. And you had dynamic missions throughout the zones. It was go anywhere, do anything, and all the events were dynamic. And the Chosen, which were the bad guys, would come invade the land and sort of you had to fight them off the different towers and bases and things like this. This changed at Firefall's launch when I left the company over creative differences. We had quite a few arguments, and the owners wanted to make WoW with guns. So they changed it to a level-based system. They split up the world into little tiny pocket zones, and the game played very, very differently. And you know, and our player base, I was watching the player base decline from our high numbers in beta to lower and lower numbers over time. So a bunch of you guys asked me to revive a game like Firefall, and we tried to buy the intellectual property. I made an offer. They refused, and they're probably regretting that now because they eventually closed the game and didn't get any money for the IP. But turns out I was working on a tabletop RPG called Crixa, and we used the sci-fi background from that universe in order to power Ember, which is a spiritual successor to Firefall in many ways during the beta. Hey, Nazul. Nazul is working on the tabletop rules. We had our first play test for that over the weekend, and I have the video from Nazul, and then I'm joining their play test on Thursday night to see how that's going. We've been working on the rules together. All right, so Ember is a little different, right? Instead of having frames, we decided to go with sort of these light mechs. And these are 3 different mech suits. There's a light, medium, and heavy, and they're not like fully enclosed or anything unless you use the hard driver option, which does allow you to close the shell. But they are very customizable. So unlike Firefall, where you had different classes and they had, you know, a primary and a secondary weapon that was fixed for the most part, and abilities that were fixed for the most part. These are mix and match. These are create your own class. You can create your own build out. If you want to be a medic frame, or if you want to be an NG frame, you can do that on the light frame. If you want to be the equivalent of, say, a Firecat or something like that, maybe you choose the medium frame. If you want to be an arsenal, there are abilities and you can pick and research for that to build your arsenal in the heavy frame. So it's really up to you, and you still go out, and there's 2 main components. There's 2 modes of the game. One is going out and crafting, basically mining for resources, and you do that by calling down a thumper, which is what you did in Firefall, except our thumper is a giant mech instead of a static drill. I thought it'd be a lot more fun to have this mech walking around drilling for resources that you have to defend. And the longer you defend it, the better the resources you get and the more of them that you do. But should you lose the thumper, if you fail to defend it, you will lose all those resources. So it's a little risk-reward game. And of course, you take those resources and you use them for everything in the game. You use them to craft your weapons. You use them to craft your abilities. You use them in research trees. You use them to build up the bases that are around zones that have things like science facilities for research, you know, garages for your Omniframe, and all sorts of benefits, scanners for resources, things like that. And a lot of this is detailed in our design book. The design book is a book that we created that was sort of the vision of the game, and we sent this out to backers. So if you back as one of the newcomer packs, shortly in the download section, you'll be able to download that design book, and we have some more news coming up for that later. For those of you who don't know Firefall, there was a really rich crafting component, and there was also an invasion component during beta. So the idea was that it's you in co-op mode with all your friends and everybody else in the zone versus an AI-controlled invading army. And in Ember, the difference is it's giant monsters and shape-shifting aliens called shifters, or Tsi-Hu. And they can shift between humanoid and beast form. And in humanoid form, they use guns and weapons and technology. And in beast form, they're kind of feral, and they go hand-to-hand and melee with you. So it's very different. And I think the encounters are, frankly, much more exciting than the chosen ones were. I think we're going to have a lot more potential here. And the other thing about Firefall was that there was a lot of mobility. So you had jetpacks and you had gliding. And so you could really get a lot of airtime. You could really be firing from the air. And now we've got reasons to shoot from the air that are even better than Firefall because we have these sort of giant monsters that you're fighting. So, you know, some people have said, hey, this is kind of like PlanetSide, which was a massive sort of army game, but a PvE version of it. And it's kind of like Monster Hunter in that you are hunting these giant creatures and you do use what you get off of them in your research trees to craft more and more stuff. Okay, that was a long-winded explanation, but does that basically answer the question of, you know, what is Ember and what do you do in Ember? Okay, so I wanted to fill people in on where we are. So, would you like to know more? We've wanted to deliver you guys a quality game. We want to really have really good art design, really good art direction, really good models in here, and really interesting characters. And of course, we've been hard at work in that, and we are nearly done with all of them. So we have a lot. So for a vertical slice demo, we kind of have almost everything we need for not just the vertical slice, but beyond that too in terms of alpha, because we've got the human male and the human female are done. We have the Omniframe, which is about 80% done. We went through 3 redesigns on that, but I think it was worth it. When you see the before and after that I show you, you're going to be, I think, pretty happy with the fact that we decided to do that. And that was based off community feedback too. The community was like the original Omniframe design wasn't really sitting too well with people. So we went back to the drawing board and we did that. So we've got that model. We've got the male and human female. We have the Tsi-Hu Humanoid. He is not only done, but he's rigged for animation now. And we also have the beast form being worked on. And we have the Category 1 Kaiju, which is the class of Kaiju that's about as big as a Thumper and is designed to fight against that Thumper. If you haven't seen a Category 1 Kaiju yet, I have a little screenshot here. Give me a second. All right, that's Cat 1, and he's as big as the Thumper. And the other thing to note is that he is the original concept art, the two-legged version that we had that Tommaso drew of the original guy. We also have a six-legged creature. So why do we go with a two-legged creature? Well, for one thing, we like kind of this double jaw thing. So he's got this big, huge maw on the back. The other thing is we realized that animation time was going to be our biggest barrier to delivering the vertical slice. So we wanted to use more mocap and some other techniques to reduce the time it would take to do all the animations. So going with a two-legged Kaiju was going to be a lot faster for us in the beginning than going for the six-legged one. But don't worry, old six-legged will still be around, and you will see him soon. So what's the meaning of all this? The meaning is it's been a lot of art and a lot of detail. And this art is, we have an aggressive goal where we want to finish all of it, get it all wrapped up, and shipped off to you guys by the end of the month here. And by end of the month, give me a fudge factor. We're talking, you know, end of the month to 1 week past, somewhere around there. We will deliver as much as we can, and it will be in the original art demo level, if you remember, with the call down of the Thumper. But you will also be able to see in static, or maybe we'll do an idle pose. We'll put these creatures and things around the map, and you will actually be able to run around as the human male and maybe the human female too. We have some retargeting errors. We are using temporary animations for the human male and female right now. But anyways, that test build is coming, and it's got all the art in it. And well, no, it's not a stretch because the models are nearly done. You have to understand that we, you know, that the Category 1 Kaiju I showed you just needs to be pulled into Substance Painter. The normal maps and the AO maps and everything else is already baked. So we're pretty happy with that. And we want you guys to see all the progress we've made. So this is a test build that will go out, an art build that will go out to backers. If you would like to get a copy of this build, all you have to do is to win a pack here in the raffle, or become one of the newcomer founders, or be one of the M3 backers, and you will get dropped this build when it ships here in the next, we're really talking, what, 3 to 4 weeks here? So not too bad. We use the Unreal Engine. All right, so once all the art is done, you know what that means. That means gameplay is around the corner. So we have all the characters, and once that's done, now we will switch over to animation. We're going to order the mocap suit, which has been back-ordered. We are going to go out running in fields, capturing a bunch of stuff, and we will get these animations done.
The running in fields image in my head. I'm picturing you with your arms open. Everything. Wonderful.
I'm telling my friend that who's going to do the motion for us that he can't wear any clothes because it interferes with the magnetic sensors on the suit. So unfortunately, I don't know if he'll buy it though. But if he does, I'll video it and I'll make it available to everybody.
Just make sure not to mocap everything.
There is no cow level. Okay, so that is the big news for the game, is that we've been doing a ton of art, and it's not something that, you know, is that exciting until it's done. But we are almost done with all the main character art, and then after that, it's really going to be effects as well as some weapon art with the modular guns. But I've already started on that. You've seen it in one of the update videos. So So that is the exciting thing, is that we haven't had a build for a long time, and when you guys get a build, there's going to be a ton of art in it to take a look at. And then we're going to go right into gameplay. Of course, we've been prototyping gameplay. We've got Discord up and running. We've got jetpacks up and running. We've got gliders up and running. And we need to tune that. We need to make sure it feels good, and then we can map it into the art. Then, of course, we need the animations. So we're getting mocap, and we're getting everything in. We're going to use the... Please, Bam, we're going to use the old winter test level. We haven't added the volcanic stuff yet. That will be another art item on the list, is to design the zone encounter for the zone map for it. Yes, it's volcanoes, because Ember is a combination of ice and fire, volcanoes and snow. So it's a really unique sort of environment. The mocap will be tweaked. We have animators that are going to do additional stuff on top of it. So it's still stylized. Okay, with that, why don't we let's do 2 more of Maven's $1 packs and get those out there.
All right, so we're about to do 2 more of the Maven $1 giveaways. This is your only way back into M3. Your only way. So if you want all those $1 rewards, plus the ability to upgrade to get all kind of cool stuff that you can no longer get, you've got to win one of these. You ready? Notepad, just a notepad, and everybody else, please do not hit anything. And just kind of a moment there. Let everybody get a chance to see that and click on it, and you know, have their chance to win as well.
Red Nutty Guy, if you missed out on Indiegogo backing, we are doing newcomer packs and the raffles today. You could win a chance for one of the packs here, or of course you can log into my.em8er.com, create an account, and purchase one of the newcomer packs. You are very welcome to do so.
Winner is Slowboy Derek. I want you to go ahead and send me a private message right here on Discord, and let me know your Ember ID and the email you used to set up on there. Something like that will get you set up as soon as possible. In fact, the earlier winners have already got their prizes. So, you know, the faster you do it, the faster we get you set up, and we can move on. All right, in about a few seconds, we're going to run 1 more of these Maven $1 giveaways. Okay. And here we go. Bambi, hit that button. Under there getting crazy.
Ooh, we got more people coming in.
More people. Smooth. All right. So this right here, this particular thing that's being given away, it's access to the Milestone 3, which was basically it was an Indiegogo we ran for Ember some time ago, and there are a bunch of exclusive rewards that can only be received if you're a backer on Milestone 3. And at this point, of course, it's over. So you can't get in except by winning right here. X-Tech Nico. Indeed. Hextech Nico, send me a private message right now, and we will see how fast we can get you set up.
Congratulations. And of course, M3 is the only milestone where we brought back the Firefall motorcycles. So the only way to get a Firefall motorcycle, and it comes with a default 2-seater, which kind of looks like a chosen-looking bike. Let me see if I've got that here real quick. Well, you know, I don't want to slow chat down, but it's a 2-seater, and then if you upgrade your pack, because the $1 one gives you all the stretch goal rewards. There's hollow wings, chroma skins, all sorts of stuff, but it does not get you the game, and it does not get you the test builds, and it does not get you the art build that's dropping here at the end of the month. So if you do want to get access to those builds, you can use our upgrade program, and you can upgrade the $1 packs on our website, my.emadr.com, in order to do that. Yep, we are going to do new videos. What you're going to see next month is probably we're going to address the website, and we're going to redo a bunch of videos and to make a new sizzle reel and to explain the game and a little bit what's going on that site. The 17.5 million pack. Are you the 9? The 9 bought a pack like that, but then they wanted things like, I want WoW. Okay, a little bit of background here. We have some announcements to make. One is that some of you have had problems creating your Ember ID. We had some outstanding bugs where your account will get stuck halfway on form links, or it wouldn't work at all. And over the past 24 hours, we had some 500 errors. Those have been fixed, thanks to Ben and Emily. Those have been fixed, and we have emailed out those that we feel were affected by it for the past couple of months, and we have told them that they can log in. Great, Unknown One. Glad it's fixed for you. I hope it's fixed for everybody. Okay, the other thing I want to announce is that we've made a change to these newcomer packs, at least at the top level. The newcomer pack at the Arc Leech level, and Arc Leech is sort of the head. The Gate Striders are arranged into sort of these familial family structures, and they each have a large sort of city ship that they dock with the others in orbit over the planet, and this forms the player city, the player base city. So Arc Leech is the term for one of the leaders, and of course it is the title that comes with the top-ranking newcomer pack. The top-ranking newcomer pack, Arc Leech, now has a new perk with it based on some feedback from the community, brainstormed this morning, actually, and Terab Shadow had a really good idea. What he wanted, because, you know, his ego is very small, what he wanted was whenever he entered the zone, that everybody would be alerted. And I said, you know what? This could really work. To know that there is a and of course Maxes and Kaiju Slayers get this too. To know that there is someone of renown that has entered the battlefield, sort of like Admiral on the bridge. And so there's so few Maxes that we thought that this wouldn't be spammy. And even if it is, there's an option to turn it off. But yes, basically, not only is it going to say Arc Leech has entered the zone, it will say Arc Leech so-and-so has entered the zone. Because there are not that many maxes, we can record a unique voice line to go with that NPC. So it will announce what we call your role-playing name. So, you know, it has to be something that sort of fits the theme. And it will announce you when you come into the zone. To everybody else, it will be announced probably, we're thinking, by the AI in your suit, the OP AI, voiced by Laura Post, of course, thanks to your guys, Stretch Goal, who did the voice of Arrow in Firefall, and a lot of great anime characters, too. So I wanted to thank Terab for that idea. We've gone ahead and made that, and we call it the Herald perk. And we've gone ahead and added that to Arc Leech. Yes, Ben. Arc Leech Sir Assless Chaps has entered the fray. There will be some rules and regulations. The other thing that we're doing is a couple people have asked me if they were M3 or prior backers and they really wanted the Arc Leech, if they could cross-grade. Now, normally we do not allow upgrades outside of a campaign. M3 upgrades stick with M3, and upgrades for newcomer packs stick with upgraders. And that's because it just gets really messy with tracking the perks and everything else. But we do offer a sort of white glove service with the highest packs, so we can cross-grade you from an M3 pack all the way to Arc Leech, and you will get credit for that, and you just pay the price difference. If you would like, and you get to keep the old pack too. So if you would like that, if that is something that you're interested in, you can you direct message me or email support@crixa.io, and we can set you up with that. 2 people have asked me about that so far, and I decided that it was fair and we could do it. But we can only do this for the max level because it is a manual process, and it's not something we can easily offer to the other packs because maxes tend to get everything anyways. Okay, so not only are you getting a art build at the end of the month, but let's go ahead and take some questions. I've been doing a lot of the talking here, so if you guys have some questions, yes, Bros is working on more music. That is happening, and of course he's been doing sound effects. We've got some prototypes for the Thumper, and we're going to be working on that. But we need the animations first. If we don't have the animations, there's really nothing for Michael to go off of for the sound effects, and so that's something that has to happen in sort of sequence.
Right, so anybody who asked a question earlier when we were doing giveaways and things like that, your question was probably lost in in all of the messages. So if you wouldn't mind, go ahead and typing it up here again so Grumps can see it and answer it when he has the chance.
Now, are traps gay? I don't know. This has been the eternal question. For 4 years now, I've never known the answer since when I first heard it. Next. Oh, I think, isn't there a Tiki skin for the Thumper in M3? We did so many stretches. Does anybody remember?
Couldn't even keep track. There was instead of Tiki, didn't we do something else, or did we come back to Tiki?
Oh no, you're right. We did not do a Tiki. We did a Tiki torch. A Tiki torch where I have to sing. Okay, so yeah, we could offer a Tiki themed Thumper with a Tiki mask. That'd be pretty funny. What number base for the Crixa universe? Is that a tabletop question? You're asking what dice we use?
I think we should use the fuzzy dice that you hang from the cars. No, okay.
We're decimal here. We don't want people to do octal conversions in their head or anything. Someone asked how you're going to scan for resources. Will there be the return of the scan hammer? Anybody know the answer to that? Any lore hounds out there? I told you guys before. That's right, the scanning spike in the fist of the Omniframe. He will slam it into the ground, and waves will resonate out. The other question that usually follows that is, will there be melee weapons? Because in Firefall, people ran around with the scan hammer bashing baddies and having a lot of fun with that. And yes, we will have melee weapons in Ember.
I don't know that I would call it Kung Fu, but...
Okay, so the other thing I want to go over is the dropships, so people understand how they work. We introduced these last Chief Chat, and I'll just throw up the image here. What you see here is the commemorative Founders dropship in Thumper colors, blue and yellow. And this is what comes and delivers your Thumper when it drops it onto the ground. And it's also what is used when you get an Omniframe delivered, because what happens is if you die in the game, i.e. your Omniframe is destroyed, you get to run around as a human for a short while until you get your new Omniframe delivered. Hopefully you've built a couple of them in your garage because you can collect them, and they will come and deliver it. They also are featured in our loading screens between zones. So there'll be a flight pattern where you'll see them take off, and then you'll hit a loading screen. If you are squatted up with your squad mates, you will see those too. This is a unique design. This, not just the skin, not just the color, but the shape and the design of it is unique to early backers. And we gave this to every early backer of the game. If you were in M1, if you were in M2, if you were in M3, if you gave us $1, we gave you a commemorative dropship as a thank you. We know that you guys have been waiting patiently. There's a lot of work going into the game, and we wanted to reward you with that. Of course, newcomer packs come with these as well, and you can get these dropships in those. And right now they don't have interiors. I want to make that clear. Just like in Firefall, just really had a loading bay and back. I mean, you could sit in them and stuff, but it wasn't that that fancy. These are exterior ships, and you can get other colors. We will be launching other colors for them in the future. Some people saw in the video this color. And this color is, it's called Chroma. That's if you set, but what I really think of it, what I liked it better as is a concept for a black and orange color scheme. Okay, and yeah, dropships are effectively fast travel between zones. And, okay, we're getting some questions here. You can't call in thumpers more than a certain radius. Just like in Firefall, there is a certain minimum distance spacing where you can drop thumpers because our resource spawns are dynamic, just like they are in Firefall, so you're not going to get that issue. Okay, so the black and orange and other color schemes, those are available in the future as skins that you can purchase as add-on packs. So a couple things are coming down for the site that I wanted to tell you about is there will be additional add-on packs in the future for skins and things that fit the unique geometry of these dropships and some of the other stuff that we have for M3, such as the bikes and things like this. The other thing that is coming is we will be doing a new thing next month sometime. I don't know when, but we are going to be activating a subscription system for the game. A lot of you, for many months, have been asking, will there be a Patreon for the game? Will there be anything monthly like that? And I told you no for the longest time. And I couldn't think of what the rewards would be. I couldn't think of what we're going to do for that sort of backing. But now I have. So basically, there will be a subscription plan launched sometime, not this month, but sometime next month. And you're going to get access to 3 different things. You're going to get access to the tabletop rule drafts. So the alpha rules and the beta rules for the tabletop that Nazul has been helping me design here, and you will be able to check out the tabletop background that sort of like spawned the whole sci-fi universe of Ember itself. And this is set in a time before the Gate Striders. So, actually before Ember. So it's before they discovered Ember. It's when the gates were just opened up and humanity's 28 colonies spread throughout space. It's a giant space opera game, and everybody gets a spaceship. You get a spaceship, and you get a spaceship. It's all about having spaceship adventures together as well as ground adventures. There's a lot of tabletop out there that only features character-based stuff, and nobody's really sort of imagine a module. For those of you who play D&D, where you're just in your ships the whole time, and you're going from planet to planet, or you're going through an asteroid field, and you've got encounters in there, and your ships have different abilities, and they sort of help each other. And it's a very group-based game. We wanted everybody to sort of participate on everybody's turn, and it's also, we've got some interesting stuff to announce on that later. That's not really the focus, but one thing you get access to is the draft rules of that game. that we are developing now that is in playtest. We had the first playtest just this past weekend, and we are having another one Thursday. And so that's finally coming along, and I'm very happy to see that. The other thing that you'll get is drafts and chapters of the Ember novel series. And this is actually a series of novels set in the Ember universe. This is not Game of Thrones, where it's going to take years between books. These are popcorn books. These are action adventure fun books to read, and they are meant to flesh out the Ember and Krixa universe. And there's two ideas on the table right now. The genre for the Ember books is military sci-fi. So basically, this is going to be mechs versus kaiju. We're going to be talking about what it's like on the ground in Ember and how that war with the Tsi-Hu unfolds. The other book that we're talking about is really sort of a prequel. It serves more of the Krixa tabletop universe, and that's a book that I pitched to Orson Scott Card a couple of years ago, and he really loved. It's actually a time where the 28 colonies there was no faster than light travel, so people were separated and cultures really couldn't get together, but there was faster than light communication. So one of the things they did was they played an MMO together, a fantasy MMO that linked everybody together. And in this fantasy MMO, you're going to get hints of my design of if I were to do the ultimate fantasy MMO again, if I were to do WoW again, what would it look like? It will be detailed in this book as a sort of teaser. Of course, there's going to be a little sci-fi mystery to it as well. We're going to work on the military sci-fi one first. That's the one that's going to be coming out. So you'll get access not only to the tabletop rules of the Krixa universe, which is the setting for Ember and the Gatestriders. You'll get access to the chapter drafts of the novel. So you'll get updates to that, edits and new chapters every month. And these will be sort of living documents. They'll be continuously updated and downloadable from the site. Finally, we're going to be updating the PDF design book. The design book will be expanded to start including more details and more specifics on things like abilities and weapon systems. We want to do sort of the tech tree chart, a fold-out chart, in electronic form anyways. You can go ahead and print it. And this book will be added to over time as we add more and more detail to the design doc as we discover stuff. And if we have to change stuff and revise it because we've learned something through playtesting, we will go through and revise that book and keep it up to date. So for your subscription services, you will get all that. You will get the novels, you will get the tabletop game, and you will get the Ember Living Design Book, and those will be electronically delivered through our website, and that's going to come out sometime next month. And I know you guys have been asking for some sort of sub plan, and I really couldn't think of, what are we gonna do for rewards? So I said no for the longest time, but we finally figured it out. And we think we can deliver something of value here that you guys will enjoy and also benefit the game. Living Design Doc helps us with the design. We get feedback from you guys right away. The novels are really going to flesh out the universe. You guys have asked for more lore. This is a really good way to do that. And the tabletop stuff, some of our various earliest backers came in for the tabletop stuff. And this will also expand the audience. This is not just for Ember backers. This is going to reach people who are readers. And I have many author friends now in self-publishing that want me to do this stuff and are going to help me here with it. So that's going to be great too. So yes, that will be coming, and I'm just putting that out there because I wanted no surprises about what we're doing here in the coming months. What else is coming? The builds. After the art build, we're going to focus right in on gameplay and animation. So we're going to be doing our mocap, we're going to be doing our gunplay, and we're going to be changing our prototypes from our default mannequins into the final art here, so that you guys can start having some playtesting here. The tech tree is not like the old tech tree in Firefall. If you guys remember that, there were 4 tiers, and there were 3 paths along each of those 4 tiers, and you had to unlock 2 paths to get to any next tier. It doesn't work like that. Tiers here are controlled purely by how much you've researched before you need to get to the next tier, and also the world tier. Remember that the overall tech level of the world is defined by how well the battle is going against the Tsi-Hu. If everybody is winning and you're controlling a lot of zones and bases, your tech tier is Tech 3. If you get pushed back, your tech tier can fall from Tech 3 and to Tech 2. And if that happens, you lose the ability to craft anything new in those tiers until you push the Tsi-Hu back. And anything that breaks, we don't have permanent durability breakage here, but anything that breaks can't be repaired until you all work together to raise that world tech level. And that's really a mechanic to incentivize everybody to be invested in the war together. Okay, that was a lot of info I just threw out there. I think that means we got to do another pack, Ronan. I think that means another pack.
Another giveaway.
Let's do the last Maven one, and then we're going to do one of the newcomer packs.
Do one more Maven $1 giveaway. This right here is the only way to get into Milestone 3 for those of you who are not already in it. Milestone 3 had a ton of stuff you get just from getting in there at all. So even if you just put in that $1, let's see here. Arrow, just a moment. Right there. A ton of stuff just from getting into Milestone 3 at all. But getting in there, while it gives you access to a lot of good things, it doesn't give you access to certain things. And for that, you'll have to upgrade. And luckily, that is an option you have. So let me go ahead and... we keep getting new people in here today, which is awesome, but it means I have to make sure I give everybody the proper links and stuff. So if you want to look at the kind of things you can upgrade to get, go ahead and click on that link and you can see all the different prizes, so to speak, available. Now we're going to do a giveaway for this one. What's going to happen here is a little, it's going to be under a message. You're going to click on just a notepad. Click it one time. That puts you in the running. If you click it twice, it will take you out. Do not do that. And guys, once it pops up, please everybody, stop chatting for just a minute so everybody has a chance to see it. And, everybody is basically ready to go. Okay, please bad me. Hit that button. Viridian Games. Oh, welcome, Viridian Games. Welcome. Ooh. You won. So lucky.
Congratulations.
Now I want you to send me a private message right here on Discord. That'd be me. And go ahead and send me a private message and we'll make sure that you're all set up. If you haven't already, sign up on myamber.com on there for me to give you your prize.
All right, Schmucky, you're asking about those gorgeous hollow wings. No, I have not modeled them yet, but it's something that we can do in the future, but that is really for launch. So we're concentrating on just exactly what we need to get the playable mockup up and running here. All right, so we have another pack to give away here. We are going to give away the first of the 3 newcomer packs that we're doing for chat. This is going to be the Forerunner pack. This is the...
Oh, lost your voice there, Grumps. Can anybody else hear him?
No, I was just playing with you guys. No, I was paging over. All right, so what comes in the Forerunner pack? The Forerunner pack is this. So the Forerunner pack comes with the Founder Dropship, which is a unique model in the blue and yellow Thumper skin. It's coming with a forum tag. You will be part of the Founder's Wall, which is a edifice in the game. We're thinking a giant pyramid with Typhon at the top. Oh, yeah. And we're going to give you access to the current draft of the PDF design book, as well as access to the test builds and playable mocks for the game, the first of which is coming towards the end of the month here, and a final copy of the game itself. So let's go ahead and raffle this bad boy away.
All right, please ban me when you're ready. There it is, Forerunner pack. This one too.
I think everybody is on the Founder's Wall except the stretch goal packs, like the dollar packs and stuff. Founder's Wall is not unique to newcomers. We're gonna need a bigger wall.
The winner is... Wait, what? Let's just go with Smitty. Congratulations, Smitty.
Doesn't make the Tsi-Hu pay for the wall.
Oh, no.
We'll make the 9 pay for the wall. The 9 is going to pay for the wall. Awesome. Congratulations. Okay, why don't we do some more questions? So we've thrown out a lot of info here. We've talked about dropships. We've talked about the art build that's coming. We've talked about the fact that the character art is nearly done for the game, for the vertical slice. We've talked about how we are doing subscription packs sometime in the future here, probably next month sometime, where we get access to the tabletop rules. You get access to the novel drafts. You get access to updated PDFs of the design doc, including juicy things like tech trees and initial ability and research tree stuff, foldouts.
All right, so let's see here. There was a few questions I saw earlier. Some of them were missed. I'm going to repost a couple that I can find here. So here was one from Terracon earlier. Are there plans for non-Tsi-Hu controlled creatures to show up that will defend themselves but won't actually hunt after players to fill the world a bit?
Yes, there are Category 0 Kaiju, which are swarm-like creatures that we will do sometime after the vertical slice. We do plan there to be smaller creatures that participate in the Thumper encounters. Will there be wildlife in the game? I don't know yet. That's kind of like a stretch goal type thing, is to have an ecosystem. So in Firefall, we had the Brontodons and a couple other things. I just don't have an answer for that yet. It depends on our Kickstarter, and it could be a stretch goal for that. But there will be additional things to fight besides the Tsi-Hu Humanoids, Beasts, and Category 1 Kaijus.
Awesome. Okay. He already logged off, so he probably didn't hear that. Okay, Schmucky was asking about biomes. What biomes will we be seeing after the terraforming?
Okay, so the idea is that these zones, to show sort of the progress of how well you're doing in the battle, get terraformed over time. So they start off sort of icy, volcanic, and then they go into a sort of melty, slushy, fiery stage, and then from there, they can go into any number of set biomes. And we haven't really figured out which ones we want yet, but I think pretty clearly you guys would like to see Copacabana again. So that's one biome I'm definitely shooting for, is that Copacabana feel where you had the beaches, you had the, maybe not the beaches, because I don't know if we're going to have oceans, but you're definitely going to have the sand and the palm trees and things like that.
Awesome. Now, what about, at what stage does it unlock Vegas?
Vegas! Maybe if I don't know. I don't have a witty answer for that. Probably when assless chaps are ready, Vegas will be ready.
Yeah, it just opens up a lot of bad ideas, you know.
There were some other good questions here. What are they?
Find them. There's so many.
Please ban me ask, how is ammo managed? Okay, so I'm going to try an experiment where we don't do reloads. I am a real big fan of sort of the constant flow combat of modern Doom, and I like that game a lot, and I want to experiment with that. I feel that reloads kind of slow you down. It was very annoying, especially when Aranas took, if you were on the standard assault rifle, took a clip and a half to kill a standard Arana. I thought it was very annoying to have to change clips there. So I am leaning towards no reloads. Also saves animation time. We have a power system in the suits. Remember that. So that's another reason. So we have things like, powers that can be diverted to your weapon systems, power that can be diverted to your defense systems, and power that can be diverted to your movement systems. And those are just quick hotkeys. Kickstarter. I think it's a ways off. I'm not sure yet. Let's get this art build out, and then I will be able to say with more confidence when we think the Kickstarter might be. You can name... Oh, go ahead. That
was the one I was going to ask. Carry on.
Okay. So we're not having any more naming contests in the foreseeable future. We did have one back when, and I had to choose the final winner because we ended up with so many spam results that it was really kind of it was silly, really. But a feature of the game is when you do a loadout for your Omniframe, if you were the first one to come up with that combination of abilities and weapons, you can go ahead and name it. And now everyone can sort of look at that, and if they build out to that spec, it will adopt the name of that particular sequence of weapons and abilities. Okay, elemental damage types. If you look in the design book, there is not elemental damage types, but there are damage types. Works more like StarCraft. So there's damage types that penetrate shields. There's damage types that are better for taking down shields, and there's ways that splash damage works too. Okay, has the new interior art concept been started yet? Interiors are new to us. We have not. We never promised interiors for the game until we did the test a while ago, where we felt confident we could deliver it. We did talk about base concepts, so if you haven't seen those yet, let me throw those up right now. I worked on WoW, I worked on Diablo 2, I worked on StarCraft, I worked on and helped cancel Warcraft Adventures. I'm sorry. Firefall, of course, and and I worked at Naughty Dog on Interplay on some other games too.
You were involved in canceling Warcraft Adventures?
Yeah, that was me. Sorry.
All this time.
I did bring Ghost back from cancellation once. Ghost was going to be canceled, StarCraft Ghost, and I brought that back. I found a team to do it, but then it got canceled anyways. So those are the base concepts we've been working on, and one thing that you'll notice in the color scheme particularly is there's a little Darling in the Franxx influence there, and it's funny because we did these right before it came out here in the U.S. So I was kidding with Tommaso that it's like, hey, did you see any early episodes of this? Did you see any announcement stuff? He's like, no. I was like, well, I like it, so this is kind of the happy coincidence. Yeah, 02 all the way, man. Best girl. Well, that was a good answer, right? You got drawings as an answer. The bases have a lot of buildings in them. I think the PDF design doc has about 8 or 9 building types that can be erected in bases. I don't think it's about number of people, because it's really about just the number of players that are in a zone. And right now we're shooting for at least 100 is our goal.
Slayer, what was your question? Swords and dual shields? Great swords or and dual shields, things like that?
There are no dual shields, but the heavy does get a shield option, and the light frame does get to dual wield melee weapons, and the medium frame can dual wield projectile weapons. I think that's how we set it up. The bases do have player-controlled guns, just like in Firefall, and you can upgrade those weapon systems by donating resources into that base. By the way, if you dump sufficient resources into a base, your banner goes up. There's a sort of top 5 or top 10 slot where if you are a major contributor to a base, your banner insignia will be displayed on there if you are a base commander. That was a base commander M3 perk. You get a custom symbol for that. You can lose a base. The base can be destroyed. This is a Kaiju game. They're going to stomp through buildings. We don't know if we're going to do a progressive damage system like an RTS, which would be the easiest thing to do, or if we're going to let Kaiju rip it apart floor by floor, which is what I would like to see, but we're always sort of riding the edge of performance here because we have a lot of battles happening all around, and so we have to be careful about promising anything like that. At the very least, you can expect RTS style destruction where a building would go through 3 stages. Like it starts to smoke, then it's on fire, and then there's some damage to it, and then it explodes. That type of thing. Okay, G-suits. Let's talk about G-suits. So the original Founder G-suit looks like this. These are the ones that are in the game right now. They have chroma stripes on them. If you have chroma, if you're part of M3 and you have chroma unlocked for them, and we have in the newcomer packs the version 2 G suit. So we sell. Our business model is there's an indie price at the high end, indie price entry fee to buy the game. There is no subscription. There are no loot boxes, but we sell skins. So one of the skins that we sell comes with the newcomer pack, and it is the version 2 G suit in both normal and chroma modes, and it looks like this. And that is the version 2 G suit. Founder's G suit, I should add. Yep, some people like the streamlined look of the first Founder suit. Some people like the more ornamental version of the V2 suit. That is why we sell different skins. You can wear what you like.
Can the store be called the G Spot?
And when you purchase, instead of the checkout button, it's Deep Strike. We're so going to hell. Okay, so someone's asking about the Firefall credit program. First of all, please be aware we have nothing to do with Red 5, and we tried to buy the IP, we tried to work with them, but they wouldn't have anything to do with us. They said, no, everything is fine, and then they closed the company like 6 months later. Anyways, the only way we were able to verify, so as a sort of like gift to We didn't have to do this. No other game company has ever done this. This is someone else's game, right? But we said, hey, I felt like we had a lot of people that really wanted to see the beta version of Firefall realized, and when we had the creative falling out and there was a lot of infighting and I left the company, they changed it to something else completely different. They changed it to WoW with guns. And it's not what I intended for the game at all, and I felt bad because a lot of people who bought Founder Packs, they wanted to see that version of the game. Well, so I said, hey, Zebus, is there any way that we can sort of like do something for these guys? And Zebus said, well, it's going to be really hard, and we can only do it with certain packs and everything else, but there is a way because we can scrape their forums and we can verify that these people actually have these packs in an automated way. And we had to do it automated. There's no manual way to do it. People have tried to send us receipts and stuff, and I really appreciate it, but I can't open that gate, because if I start to manually verify everyone's receipts, we'll be doing that all day, because there were like over 1 million Firefall backers, right? 1 million Firefall players. So there's no way we can do that. So we had an automated system last year for as long as we could run it. We ran that system, and we tried to get the word out as far and wide as we could to get Firefall founders signed up to it, and a lot of you did. But unfortunately, Red 5 closed down, and the forums are no longer accessible, so there's no way we can actually access that information anymore. And do it that way. And no, the Steam packs weren't valid. These were only during the beta ones. So yeah, unfortunately, there's no way to get founder credits anymore for Firefall, and that's just out of our control. That's just because Red 5 imploded, and it's unfortunate. But I'm glad that we did reach the ones we could, and of course. There's just a lot of cool stuff in the store right now with the newcomer packs and then these raffle giveaways. And so we're trying to get the word out still to more Firefall fans, because there's still, 990,000 of them out there that would probably love this game and maybe don't know about it yet. So that's where we need your help to spread the word.
No, I think it's time for another giveaway.
Awesome. Okay, let's see. This time, since we talked about the G-Suits, I want to give away a $100 Deep Striker pack. And let me show you what that looks like.
Oh, be one of us. That's right.
So that pack comes with not only the version 2 Founder suit, but we also come with the Chroma version of the Founder suit. Now, we have a partnership with Razer, so I could actually use the word Razer and Chroma officially now, because these suits have glow stripes that color sync with your Razer peripherals. We have the API, and we can link them up together, and we can have not just the colors be set to a certain color to match your keyboard or your mouse, but we can also have it color cycle as well. And we can also probably run a cycle wave through it, and we're looking at what are the other things we can add. Basically, it's gamer RGB lights for your suit. Probably makes you, we're not gonna have the AI think you're an easier target. That would be unfair if you go out in your chroma gear and the AI have a 50% greater chance of hitting you because you're glowing on the battlefield. So it comes with the Razer Chroma Founder G suit. It comes with the regular G suit, both male and female versions of the skins. We dual skin these. We are not separating them out for these packs, and it comes with a special black on black Omniframe skin for both light, medium, and for all light, medium, and heavy. And this is a carbon fiber shader. We can do this in the Unreal Engine. We're using a dual normal map technique where you can actually see the carbon fiber weave and sort of that glossy gleam on your Omniframe. It also comes with the Founder Dropship, of course, which is a unique model for early backers. The Forum Tag, Deep Striker, which Ronan's very bitter about because he wanted that for himself, but I said, no, we should give it to the people. Your name on the Founder's Wall, access to the PDF design book, and test builds and playable mockups, including the ARC build that's coming at the end of the month here, and a final copy of the game. So this is a good pack. This is a very good pack. Yeah, we're going to raffle it off right now to some lucky winner. aren't we, Ronan?
Yeah, thank you, Banmi. So right now, guys, when you see that little notepad, click on the button. Click on the notepad, click it one time, or it will knock you basically out of the running, which you don't want to do. So if everybody could just not chat for just a moment and make sure everybody can see it and has a chance. Striker. It is a wonderful position to be in. That depends on how you're built, Miss Kitten. All right, everybody, hold up. All right, and the winner is Smug Link.
Congratulations, Smug Link! That's quite the pack you won!
The ranks of the Deep Striker.
Basically, you know, I want to say something about the look of the game. Everything in this game is kind of shiny. The original idea for Firefall was that your frames would be race cars, that you'd upgrade them and tinker on them like race cars. It was Gran Turismo for mechs, basically. And that's kind of how we're approaching it here with the Omniframes. So, you know, shiny, glossy paint schemes. The thumper is shiny. That is part of it. We do have wear. But you know, but not everything's like matte and dulled down or anything like that. It's a very shiny game. Yes, now you can do your part to rave the planet. Okay, now we will take the final round of questions before we give away the Granddaddy pack. We are giving away an Archon pack, a $300 value here after this round of questions. Will we have directional shielding? Nope. I didn't want to add that level of complication. You probably have played X-Wing, it sounds like. You know we've borrowed the power system idea from that, where you can divert power to 3 different systems. You could also divert power to directional shielding, but I think that's a level of complication we're not going to do because the action is so fast. The action is so fast in Ember. It's, like I said, it's really, the combat's really kind of Doom-inspired. How often will a Cat 5 appear? Probably not until post-launch. I think the max you'll see at launch is a Cat 3, something that can rip bases apart. I don't think we're going to get to the other categories until after launch. And the way we're doing this is we're taking inspiration from Warframe. Warframe has an open world. It's got guilds. It's got ships and interiors, and it's got random generated levels, and it's got all this stuff. And they didn't start with that. They started off with just random levels and only a handful of themes that you could go through, and they added over time as the game became more successful. That's the only way that as a small company we'll be able to do something like that. So we're going to start with the core of the game, which is the invasions and the crafting system, and we'll build up from there. If the game gets support and people keep playing, we are going to build up more and more, and it's going to look more and more like Firefall was supposed to be. You'll see one of the first things we're going to work on is the guild stuff post-launch. We think that's really important. And then after that is going to be the dynamic system. I had great plans in Firefall for how the dynamic event system was going to work, and unfortunately we sort of lost sight of that and went with dailies and static quests instead. That's coming back to Ember if and when we get enough players involved, and if players are liking what they see, you can expect us to continue to expand on it. This is a living game. It's just going to keep going as long as you guys are with us.
See another question here from BP Smooth. So is the speed of Ember close to the fastest speed of Firefall before it got slowed way down?
There were so many versions of Firefall speed, but yeah, it's going to be closer to that. Closer to Doom.
Always a question about assless chaps.
We should just have an assless chaps level rumor, just like we had the cow level rumor in Diablo. And it's not actually there, but everyone says it's there, and they say, oh yeah, I got there, you just have to hit this key combo.
To find the assless chaps, you first must find the rear entrance. And then...
Hyper had a question. The Kijo? I don't remember putting Kijo in anywhere. Do you mean the Kaiju? Hyper, the Kaiju basically were there when the Tsi-Hu evolved out of whatever primordial soup they came from, and they had to learn to survive in a planet full of these giant monsters. And the way they did that was to basically develop biotechnology to sort of absorb some of their abilities. That's why they can shapeshift into a sort of, beast form kaiju mode. And they also developed technologies where they could control kaiju, implanting technology along their spines, improve them with shield generators and things, which basically is the way you take them out. They're like Star Destroyers in Star Wars games. And by controlling kaiju, they were able to both defend themselves and enslave bigger and bigger kaiju. So they were able to expand their control over kaiju and survive in this world. Their mastery over kaiju is what did it, and kaiju are their siege weapons. They don't have tanks. They don't have aircraft. They have kaiju, and that's because Ember post-launch is planning to add more planet-side style vehicles where you've got tanks and aircrafts and things like this. And so imagine fighter planes up against dragon kaiju. That's what we're talking about. That's where we want to go.
Another question from SolarVar. What levels of controller support will the game have?
We are working with a controller mapping for Xbox controllers right now. So I can't tell you what the control scheme will be yet because we don't have a good one yet. I'll just be upfront that we don't even have a good way to switch between jetpacking and gliding right now because we want to eliminate jump pads. In Firefall, you had jump pads to enable gliding mode. Here, we'd like you to be able to smoothly transition because there's a lot more sort of air-based combat, height-based combat against kaiju. I would say we got about 10 to 12 people working on Ember part-time. We're a part-time team, so people contribute the time that they have, in the off hours, that type of thing. We want to transition to more full-time staff, and that's what the Kickstarter is for. That's what we're aiming for. Okay, last round of questions before we do the final pack. Yes, kaiju are big. I mean, have you seen how big the Thumper is? Let me see if I can find a shot. Okay, so if you see in the right half of the screen there, and by the way, these wallpapers are available on my.em80r.com for free. You just go to the download section and download it. That does help us test our download abilities. You can see how big a human is next to the Thumper. Now, we're still playing with final scale, but this is the current scale of the Thumper, and when you're in your Omniframe, an Omniframe is about 2.5 times the size of a human in height, and so you can sort of get an idea there of how big they are. Will there be bigger mecha in the game? I don't know yet. Maybe there will be. If we ever come out with like a Cat 4 or something like that, maybe there will be. Who gets to pilot? I don't know. We joked about having 5 people pilot it. one in each foot, one in each hand, and one in the head, and then it sort of works like QWOP, where basically everyone gets to try to move 1 foot at a time. You all have to coordinate, or you fall over. We thought that would be pretty funny.
Question: how solo friendly will Ember be?
It's going to be, I would say, it's pretty darn solo friendly, because the way the Thumpers encounter work is they're dynamic. If there's more players in the area, you're going to get more resistance. If it's just you, you're going to get lighter resistance, and of course the rewards will scale as well. Guild mechs. I swear to God, if we have multiple people piloting mechs, I'm so going to do QWOP, and you guys will have to deal with it, because I think it'll be hilarious. You guys know QWOP, right? Okay, so maybe instead of QWOP, the way I put it is, do you guys ever see like Twitch plays Pokemon or Twitch plays this, where everybody votes on the moves, and then the game sort of takes that direction, like the Twitch room is the controller? Imagine that, but for all the limbs of the mech. That would be our joke. Right now we were using Discord. Discord, we were grandfathered into the Discord voice program, so right now we are using Discord for voice chat. Now, they did discontinue that program. They say they're going to support it still, or basically they said that it's sort of as is for now. So we have to be careful about that. But it is something that chat's working now, and voice will be soon. Unknown one. I'm not sure what you mean by, if the game is so fast-paced, would it even work? Do you mean in terms of like? I'm not sure what that means. Oh, you're talking about the Twitch viral thing we wanted to do, where we can have a real funny joke. I have no idea. I'm not really serious about that. I just think it would be funny. And if anything, a mech that big would be post-launch for sure. Oh, signal delay. You're talking about the absolute speed of light and controlling limbs in something that big? I think it would be a great viral thing. To be honest, if we did a giant mech and it was Twitch Plays Giant Mech, we would get so many viewers. I think it would be a really effective viral campaign if and when the time comes. Wallpaper engine wallpaper. What's a wallpaper engine wallpaper? No, we're not going to bother with Twitch integration anymore, because everybody has better results with OBS and whatever they use to stream. It doesn't make any sense to integrate Twitch into it. We did it for Firefall. It worked well for that, but there's just much better options out there now. I don't know about the wallpaper engine on Steam. This is something I have to look at. Okay, I will check it out. All right. Any additional questions? Because we try to keep these to an hour and a half now, and we've got about 3 minutes left. So last round. Any questions before we do the raffle for the $300 pack? So can we go with Doom-level weapon mods, triple-barreled miniguns? There are a lot of weapons to craft in the game. That's the plan. That's why we're building the guns using a modular system. from an art perspective. I don't want to confuse this with a modular system from a player's perspective. This isn't Borderlands where we randomly generate stuff, but it is an art library of parts that we can draw from so that we can effectively create a fast art pipeline so that you can have a lot of weapons that you can learn to craft and unlock in the tech tree for the game. Terab, if you sing the sea shanty instead of me, there will be a riot. I appreciate the gift of martyrdom there, but unfortunately, it's something I will have to face alone. Sir Reville basically wants to know how many bases are allowed in the world. Each zone has a set number of base locations where you can build. That's just so that we can ensure that nothing wonky happens with balance and invasions, and that we also have clear areas to build. And if you fill up all the zones and all the bases in the world, you get to hold it, and you get to hold it at max tier. We will be continuing to expand zones live over the course of the game and sort of make the world bigger and bigger and add additional zones. So there's always something to chase, and the tech tier is always going up, so there's always new stuff to craft. We don't accept cryptocurrency. If you're sitting on a lot of it, send some our way. Sure, why not? I'd like to do Coinbase or something like that to accept cryptocurrency payments. But right now, we have Stripe, and PayPal is next on our list for integration. And cryptocurrency, that's something we'll look into. I like cryptocurrency. I did that for a while. Right now, there is no other way to reserve a character name other than buying Archon, or if you already unlocked one of the packs in M3. We will be doing add-ons. So we talked about subscriptions, and we will be doing add-ons. Reserve a name might be an add-on. I'm not sure yet. Really not too focused on add-ons right now, more focused on getting this art build out to backers and making sure the subscription plan goes smoothly for next month. Ember coin. Whatever happened to Doge or Doggy coin? That's so sad. It was a fun currency. It was just so filled with goodwill and fun stuff. We will do reserving player names and guild names sometime, I think, before the KS. I think we want to make sure we get that out of the in place and out of the way so that people can get dibs on their names and get that all sorted. All right, no VR support. I had it makes you extremely nauseous. Everybody that I was an Oculus Rift backer. I had all the early hardware. We did a game where we did VR stuff as a prototype, and I gotta tell you, I'm a huge fan of VR, but it's just not there yet. Okay, we're gonna do it now. We're gonna give away the Archon pack. Let me cue that up here. Okay, so this is the Archon pack. This is a very big pack. This is effectively a $300 pack, and it comes with a lot of stuff. One thing it comes with is a very unique variant of the Founders Commemorative Dropship called the Max variant. Now, we don't have a drawing for this yet. I talked to Tommaso, and he's thinking of a cool wedge shape with the cockpit set, a little farther back and recessed, and a couple other things. It will be completely unique to Archon and Arch Leech levels only. We're breaking the mold on this too. So there's only going to be a handful of these in the game ever. And it will also come with 2 access codes for the test build coming up for the game and the playable mock-up. It's going to come with 2 copies of the final game. And you also get the Razor Chroma Founder dropship skin for both the standard and your new Max variant. So this is a really nice pack. And Chroma, of course, is integrated with Razor peripherals through our partnership. That's why we can call it Razor Chroma officially now instead of flying under the radar like we did with M3. You also get 3D printer files of the Kaiju model. So this guy. So if you have a 3D printer, or if you want to go to Shapeways and get that printed out, we will give you the 3D parts for that. And as soon as we finish the model and after the art drop, I will be creating the kit version of that because I would like to print one for my desk too. And you will receive those 3D printer files with your Archon level backing. You also get to reserve your character name and a forum ribbon. So this is not just a title, but you get a ribbon, which is a little nicer. It's got a little ribbon backing on it. And you get the Razor Chroma Founder G suit. So the version 2 suit with the chroma stripes. And the Founder dropship, of course, is included, the blue-yellow version. The regular Founder G suit, the non-chroma version. You get the carbon fiber shaded Omniframe, the one with the cool dual normals that looks like a race car, and you get that in 3 versions, light, medium, and heavy frames. You will get, as well as Founder's Wall, you will also get access to the current PDF design book. All right, this is it. This is the final pack we are giving away here. It is a big one, and drum roll, please. And before we do this, Ronan, explain a little bit about how the raffle works in case we have some new people, and then let's dive right to it.
All right, so what's going to happen, you'll see a little message here that makes a reference to a raffle. Right under that, there'll be a little symbol of a notepad. What you're going to do is click on that notepad, click it 1 time. If you click it twice, it will take you out of the raffle, so don't do that. And it's pretty simple when it pops up. If everybody could just hold off on chatting for a few minutes to let everybody see it properly, and we'll see who wins. It's going to be about a 45-second one, as usual. And please ban me when you're ready. Hit that button.
Did you say Tsi-Hu wins? Only click it once. If you click it twice, it toggles you off.
Guys. We have a lot of work. And the winner is Frosty.
Oh my gosh, Frosty, I have to know, were you a prior backer? Is this, or are you a newcomer? Backer since M1! Oh, it couldn't go to a more deserved, loyal backer than you, Frosty. Except other people who backed since M1. Congratulations, that is a great pack to win. Oh my goodness, and Omni Ace, you are styling. You have all the exclusive Mac Daddy rewards there. All right, you know what? I'm feeling the love in the room. Oh. I'm feeling the love in the room. I think we're gonna raffle away a bike. This is only for M3 backers. But you know what? I'm going to make this one go out to anybody. How about that? Now, if you're not M3, you're not going to get the regular 2-seater, but you can have this one. So I'm going to go ahead and put this up. Normally, the only way to get this bike, which is very Firefall-esque inspired, is to be an M3 backer and to upgrade. It's a free gift if you upgrade your M3 perk. You can also purchase it as a separate skin for $25. But I want someone to have this bike. I don't know. I just want it to happen.
It's thick, because if it ain't thick, I ain't riding. So Grum's are going to give this bike away. Who wants the bike? Yes. Truly. Again, we're going to do this raffle. As you know, you see a little message there. It'll have a notepad in it. Click on the notepad. Click it one time. If you click it twice, you will be kicked out of the raffle. So don't do that. So when you're ready, please ban me. Hit that button.
I love that title.
Keep trying to sweet talk it over here. It's not swayed by sweet talk. Grums when you press the accelerator.
Oh my god.
I think I'd pay extra for that. That would be great.
Grums. We got a winner. Who won?
Lazy Fly.
Oh, congratulations, Lazy Fly. Lazy Fly, have you been a backer before? Or are you new?
Round.
Okay, you're already a backer, but you can give the bike to a friend. That's awesome. And with that bike comes the $1 pack too. Yes, it does. So you're part of M3, whoever your friend is. You too can grums.
Alone, there are still some Maven $1 packs, but not for this particular Chief Chat.
All right, congratulations, and let's give that info. If you are a prize winner today, do not leave yet. Please contact Ronan right away. Let him know your Ember ID email or your Ember ID to claim your pack, and he will assign it to you. And if you want to gift it, make sure that your friend has created an Ember ID. We have fixed account creation, so the 500 errors that people were receiving last night are no longer an issue. If you're one of the people who wanted the bike, you can get them if you're an M3 backer on our website at my.emadr.com. If you wanted to back Ember, if you're interested in the type of game we were talking about today, you can get a newcomer pack on my.emadr.com. And these come with rewards that are not available in the future. Some rewards like the dropship will not be seen again. Rewards like the bike in M3 will not be seen again. Obviously, some things carry over. Obviously, there will continue to be Omniframe skins and names and things like this. So, but there's a lot of stuff that you can only get in this round. So I want to put it out there, and I want to thank you all for another wonderful time here. We do try to keep these to an hour and a half. We've gone over to an hour and 42 minutes, but it was worth it. These things always excite us, and we're happy afterwards, and we're really excited to get you this art build and to be done with the major art of the game. After this, it'll be landscapes, weapons, and effects. But we can we can go right to animation. We can start getting our prototype stuff fully artified and moving around like it should, so you can see what the game is actually supposed to look like. All this is custom art, built from scratch with a lot of love, so we hope you enjoy it. Thank you for coming to Chief Chat. I really appreciate all your support, Number, and we will see you guys next time. All right, peace out.
Yes, once again, thank you all for coming. It's always great to get your energy. Honestly, when I'm feeling down or feeling tired, this whole thing, it pumps me back up. So I dig that. It gives me just so much juice to keep rolling. All right? Ember is coming. Thanks, you guys. We're going to keep doing this. You keep doing you. Love you all. See you next time. Deep Strike!